Welcome everybody out to the late night face check. My name is Valcomer. We are here with Liddell of Tiny Dancers, Division B East, number one seed. Liddell, thanks for being here.
No problem. Pleasure to be here.
So, tell me a little bit about the season and moving forward as a team and claiming that number one spot.
Yeah, so we were NGS last season in B East. Same team, well, mostly the same team members except one person switched out. We finished fifth seed, I believe, and this season I expected to finish a bit higher, but not quite first seed. But we had a teammate drop out last minute, and we basically changed all our roles completely. And it seems to have worked out for us. So we
Nice.
we
You're
definitely had a really
saying
strong season.
you're saying last minute before the season or towards the end of the season?
No, before the season started, and we
Okay.
changed a bunch of our
I was gonna
rules.
say,
Yeah.
curse on that teammate for leaving right before the playoffs. But if it was before the season and this is how the season turned out, it sounds like that was pretty good for you.
Well, I can't complain. I think we just switched to a bunch of roles that we felt, more comfortable on, and it kind of worked out for us from there. But yeah, definitely a surprising season in terms of us
Nice.
finishing first
And
seed.
and how is team energy right now, knowing that last season we were fifth, we come forward here, we've had a rock and roll season, and now we're first seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, we're feeling really good. We're honestly we were really anxious going into the playoffs just because you never want to lose to the eighth seed. You never want that to happen, and so it's mostly nerves going into that matchup. But now that we're past that, I think we're a bit more excited. I think our confidence is building, and so for the playoffs, we're pretty happy where
Well,
we are
and
right now.
and Duratan's Couch, while sure they finished eighth, are a very strong team, and
Yeah,
I think actually the oldest continuous team in NGS with the same roster since even season one or two. So there's a lot of experience there. I think it's natural to have some nervousness, but you pulled out the victory. We're on to round two, and your opponent's coming up is Uncomfortably Numb. Is that what you told me?
yeah. And they're a really good team, and actually they had one of their team members drop out for most of the season, but he's back for the playoffs, I believe.
Ooh, bringing
And
back in the ringer.
yeah, he's played 10 matches now, and they're undefeated in all those 10 matches when they have the
Ooh,
ringer. So I think
ooh,
it's a bit deceiving that they're a fifth seed. I think they're a bit better than that if they had him all season. So it's going to be definitely a tighter matchup than the standings
nice.
would show. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys have been doing your scouting. You're preparing for this match. It's going to be Thursday, I believe, is what you told me.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything that you would say in particular that you've done special to prepare for this coming matchup without revealing any strategies?
Yeah, I would say we're focusing on that one carry, the guy they brought in a lot. We've seen some interviews they've done post game, so we know kind of their favorite heroes and what they like to pick. So all season we've been trying to counter draft. We really don't go into the draft with a plan ourselves. We just want to see what they pick and react from there. So it's pretty much doing the same thing for the playoffs and hoping that works out for us.
Yeah, if you've got enough depth through the roster, having that counter strategy can make a hero that otherwise feels just extremely powerful just feel shoved in a corner. So
Yeah.
if you've got the availability to flex around and make that happen, I think that can be a powerful strategy to really lower the impact of that particular player.
No, I agree. And I think that's what really worked for us last season when we did win games. So we wanted to make that a full time draft strategy this season.
Nice,
Uh,
nice.
yeah.
Well, and tell me a little bit about the team. Do you have the goofball? Do you have the strong and silent type? Do you have the we're always try hard, why are you guys laughing guy?
Um, we have a bit of everything. Feldroff is our kind of captain and shot caller, and he's pretty serious in game, and you know, and we actually our healer Materium's constantly telling us to shut up mid game and listen to Feldroff and kind of you know stay like we'll do a team wipe or something, and we'll all be uh, stroking our own egos, and Matt will be like, all right, guys, we gotta focus. Everyone, shut up. Listen to Feldrop. What are we doing? Kind of thing. So we definitely have that dynamic. And
Excuse me
then
for the sneeze.
no problem. And then the last minute roster addition we had at the beginning of the season was Fishing Queen, uh, and she never talks, and so we'll always try to get her to talk more. So we have the front line, me and my friend Silva talking too much, and she's talking too little. So that's the kind of team dynamic there.
That's just humans working together, right? It
Yeah.
takes all types, and we try to make the best of it. Well, Liddell, you have been nice enough to provide me a highlight clip that is a bit of a mean team fight, very late game in Volskaya. I actually had to watch it a couple of times just to see everything that's going on, but let's get ready for that. So here we are. We are on control point number 5 for Volskaya. It is you and Roomba Rotations. Game 2. Is this regular season or was... Oh, yeah, it has to be regular season because you played Durton's couch last week.
Yeah.
So we...
It's
Go
sorry,
ahead.
yeah. Just more context. It's the first game of our season, and Roomba Rotations is actually a renamed team, and they won B East last season and almost beat You Are Not Alone, which went undefeated up to that point. So they're quite a good team, and this is the first game of this season going in.
Yes, I think they had a couple of names last season as well. I actually met with Idioms and Synchrony, excuse me, throughout the interview process last season. So, but here we go. We're set up on the point, and let's see what comes together here.
The problem is, this might easily go to Tiny Dancers because this top is going to have to be contested at some point. Unstoppable does come out. He does try to use his ult to let Zul come in. Protection from Anduin comes out to totally negate all the damage that just came in from Roomba. Tyrael does use his ult. Rhaegar went down. Greymane tried to use his ult to get out. Oh, the damage on this side of Tiny Dancers is just...
And so we end up getting a full team wipe from that. They hit the Bloodlust, the Combustion with Unstoppable was coming in. They had just everything coming at you, and that Sanctification from Anduin kind of shut it all down. Or not Sanctification, Holy Word Sanctuary. Now we threw out a bunch, including like Poison Nova, and then the Tyrael Sanctification popped, eliminating some of its damage, and just a brawly fight for a second there, and then you guys just can opener the rest of the fight. They could not do anything once you had that opened up. And unfortunately for Roomba Rotations, when Arthas is in the mix, he effectively has no cooldowns on being able to slow your exit
Right.
path.
Yeah.
And so you ended up getting a 5-person for 0 trade at 23 minutes into the game, and you already had pressure top. I imagine the game ended within 30 to 45 seconds at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. That was the end of game 2, I believe. So we won the set there. Yeah.
And you mentioned this was the first game of the season, so it's tough to say everything that went through your head 10 weeks ago, but is that fairly standard for you guys as far as how your late game team fights go? Are we planning that really early? Talk me through it.
Yeah, so I chose that clip because I think it really shows the counter draft. We knew Roomba Rotation, how they played the previous season. They loved kind of combo alts into huge team wipes kind of stuff. Yeah, highly aggressive teams that would dive into you. And so we picked every one of our characters to be an anti-dive kind of character. So we have the Artifice, obviously, with the slows and attack speed reduction for the Bloodlust. We have Zul, who also slows and reduces attack speed. We have Anduin for his huge ult, which basically turned the team fight, as you saw there. And then we had DPS that sits really far back in Zul'jin and Li Ming, I believe. So I think that kind of shows we kind of planned that whole team comp around letting them come into us, withstanding their ults, and then being able to push back into them once their ults have passed through. And
Well,
so that's what happened.
certainly
So
can't argue the effectiveness in that clip, and you're the number one seed this season, so it's definitely working out well for you. So, all
yeah.
right, my friend, you have made it to the lightning round. You will have
All right,
60
well, I'm
seconds
excited.
to see just how many questions you can answer. They are all open-ended opinion, silly Valk style questions.
Mm-hmm.
The timer will begin as I finish reading the first question. Liddell,
Sure.
are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What hero has the most needed rework?
Uh, Diva.
How does your team shot call?
Uh, all one in Feldroff.
Okay. Hero for their own cookbook.
Oh, Brightwing.
Favorite Nexus Edge analyst.
I'm gonna give it to DB Smiley for B East.
Okay. Worst hero in the game.
Oof. He used to be Genji. I'm gonna still go Genji.
Hots map you would like as a theme park.
Oh, Blackheart's Bay.
Next hero to add.
Oh, I think Pharah might be really cool.
Okay. Your dream comp.
Um, all tanks.
Okay. Best non-Hots Blizzard game.
Non-hot. I have to go WoW on that one.
Favorite
World of
map.
Warcraft. Alterac Pass.
Most impactful hero.
Joanna.
Ooh, right at the end. Right at the end. Okay. Come back over here. Let's see just how many you made it to, Liddell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oof. One off.
One shy of the record, but very strong second place showing for the lightning round of questions. I think there was a moment there where you had a pretty good shot to catch all of it, and I actually think the Dream Comp one tripped you up. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, I couldn't decide if I wanted to waste the time and say 5 heroes or just kind of say the overall idea behind them all. So
I think your strategy was strong to just 5 tank go. So I
yeah.
I actually did that with a group of friends in, I think it was unranked. It might have been quick match, but we had ETC, Arthas, Muradin, Garrosh, and I don't remember who else, but they just were locked down for so long that even though our damage was low, we would win the fight because they'd be stunned, they'd be rooted, they just couldn't get away.
Yeah, maybe the only thing I'd change is 4 tanks and a Lucio. Might be more fun. Just to have a healer in there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now you mentioned a Brightwing cookbook. Short of entrails, what would be included in that cookbook?
I just think it would be not necessarily tasty food, but like the most ridiculous and gruesome recipes you could find. So that's why I went there.
Well,
Yeah.
Liddell, the time is now yours for shout-outs, Nexomania style taunts, or any thank yous you want to give.
All right. Well, shout out to you, obviously, for hosting the show. Shout out to all the NGS casters and behind the scenes people who made this happen, the season happen. We had so much fun. Shout out to my teammates, Feldjaw for shot calling, Fishing Queen for coming in last minute for the season. Shout out to all our friends and family who put up with us spending so much time in HOTS. And taunts. I'm going to taunt Tricky Gooses, even though they won. They were, even though they lost, they were the second seed, and they like to meme a lot during the season, and we kind of wish we had more meme in our game. And so I hope to see you next season, Tricky Gooses, and out meme you. And that's about it. I think everyone else left in the playoffs could win B East, so I'm not gonna taunt them in case they end up beating us down the road. So
a wise choice of humility. So, well, I will finish up with my traditional shout-outs. First off, hi mom, and second, remember everyone to spay and neuter your pets, as well as vote for additional maps into the Nexus Gaming Series map pool. Garden of Terror, Hanamura Temple, what could be more fun than a little extra spice? Bring it on.
Amen.
So, this has been a Nexus Gaming Series production. My name is Valcomer. Have fun out there, everybody, and mind the bushes.